We've got ones that can see. Welcome, everybody, to today's show. Every single time we hear a story like this, it needs to be covered. Because every time a big chain, whether it's Sam's Club or in the future Walmart, Target, these big stores, every time we see them inch away from cash and force you into using digital payments only, we know that we're getting closer and closer to the finish line. Because remember, as the Bible tells us in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verses 16 through 18, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So if you don't understand what we're headed towards, the mark of the beast has to do with only being able to buy and sell online. And eventually, when the phone goes inside of your body, which is the next step, you'll see the payments going from your hand to your forehead, because the Neuralink, the brain-computer interface, will be embedded in your skull via devices like the Neuralink. So watch how this transition happens. I want to thank Curtis over on the website for sharing this with me, and I want to thank everybody who is over on the website who is aware of these things, sharing this information with me, because Sam's Club is not a place that I regularly shop. I don't shop at too many places personally, but I don't have a Sam's Club near me. I'm familiar with Sam's Club, and every time you hear these things, we need to share this information, right? So Sam's Club is going Black Mirror, remodeling 600 stores to embrace AI and eliminate cashiers. They are eliminating cashiers, and they're using artificial intelligence so that you could walk up to a product in the store that you want, and you scan it on your phone, and then you are able to walk out of the store without going to a register, without using cash. AI will monitor and track what's in your cart through surveillance as you exit the store. And you might be saying to yourself, well, what if you don't have a phone? Well, if you don't have a phone, then you won't be able to buy or sell, because you won't be able to trade freely. They won't allow you to. And the more we see them push towards this, the more they're going to set this in place where everybody is used to a society without cash. And then they just look at you and they go, well, just go get a phone then. Go get a phone. Go get a mark of the beast eventually inside of your body if you're going to want to buy and sell. They're giving you the option. You might as well take it. You know, you want to be able to buy or sell at Sam's, then you got to have a phone and eventually the mark. And if you don't want to buy or sell at Sam's, well, then you're going to have to figure out a way to survive off grid. And it's going to be hard for you to farm and do these things on your own, because of course we know the government is using geoengineering to block out the sun and forcing people to use Monsanto dirt and everything else we know that they're doing to make it as difficult as possible for people to fend for themselves. So the choice will be yours: eternity in damnation, seeking death and not being able to find it, or coming out of the beast system. So let me play for you this clip about the Sam's. Listen to the sheeple there who talk about, hey, you know, some people out there aren't going to be able to buy anymore at the store, right? They don't seem to care too much about how the government is forcing people out of being able to buy or sell unless they move forward with their technology, which again, eventually will be brain-computer interface inside your body. Here's a look at what's happening at Sam's.
I'm Tony Jaramillo, your neighborhood news reporter on the South Side. Long lines. Some of us have experienced them here at Sam's Club. Now the multi-billion-dollar company is set to attempt to streamline the process of checking out. But is everyone on board? Very soon, checkout lines will be a thing of the past at Sam's Clubs all across the country. The stores, including the one in Corpus Christi, will only welcome Scan and Go, which the company says brings a long-term vision to redefine the club model and set a new standard in retail.
Personally, I think people will be out of jobs, but I use Scan and Go as it is anyways. Cash has become obsolete anyways.
Walmart, which owns Sam's, says the new policy will follow the pioneer store of the concept in Grapevine, Texas. I asked these shoppers how they think this would affect those not as tech savvy.
Probably the biggest concern really is because older people, they're not really up to date on modern technology.
it will be better to have a mix. I mean, the checkout and also the self-check application.
The change would also mean no more receipt checkers, meaning AI will identify the products.
It does this largely through image classification. A banana looks like a banana, a Coke can looks like a Coke can, and it'll look for that, and it'll observe it, and it'll recognize it, and it'll charge you for that.
Business analytics professor Dr. Nikki Changchit says she imagines this will not necessarily create job loss, but create an opportunity for employees to help customers until they get the hang of it.
So I think it is very important to educate and train the employees so that they can also help the customer adapting to these technologies.
Experts say this technology could continue to spread across retail as stores embrace AI and automation. I reached out to Sam's Club to see when this change would take effect, but did not immediately hear back. On the South Side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tony Jaramillo, Chris 6 News.
So that should horrify people. Big box warehouse shopping just got a little more dystopian, according to some of these articles that are out there. Sam's Club is rolling out a sweeping redesign of all 600 of its U.S. stores. And here's the big headline. Cashiers and receipt checkers, they're being completely phased out. In their place will be a frictionless AI-powered retail utopia where you scan your own stuff, pay on your phone, and stroll right out like you own the place. The idea is to expand the chain's scan and go system, which they've had for a while. And remember, they ease you into this stuff. Sam's has had scan and go for almost a decade at certain locations. You could see it on their website. They're proud of it, right? But when they had scan and go, they said, hey, don't worry about it. It's just an option to make it easier for you. We still accept checks. We still accept cash. And then they transition you and phase you into it and force you into it because more and more people would see lines that were really long at the Sam's Clubs, like most stores, right? Because they hire incompetent people who can't even count cash if you pay them with cash. People become frustrated. And of course, we know we live in a society where people are in a rush to get nowhere. So waiting in line for an extra 30 seconds is bothersome to them. So they will go ahead with the technology. And then, of course, the more people that do it, the more they can phase out the old system and force everybody into this technology and say, look, if you don't go with our tech, if you don't get on board with this, then you won't be able to purchase anything anymore in our store. And that goes for buying online. That goes for buying groceries. That's what the point of all this is, which is why I personally believe it is tying in to the mark of the beast. Remember, this scan and go process will force you to use your phone, which will mean that you'd have to be online, right? The birth of the web, the World Wide Web, was birthed at CERN. www. Do you know what www is in Hebrew? It's 666. Do you know the logo for CERN? I'm sure just a coincidence as well. It's 3 sixes overlapping one another. That's why I fully believe, or one of the many reasons, that the internet is the beast. And a mark will be taken in order to be able to use the internet. And everything that you buy and sell, it's not going to be at a store anymore. It's going to be online. And you'll need that mark in order to buy and sell. And even before these stores go out of business, you're seeing them force you into this technology now to get you used to not having cash anymore. And eventually, this is all about turning you into the human barcode. As crazy as it sounds, I'm trying to make this as simple as I can for people out there who don't understand. The goal is to gene edit, to edit your genetic code. You're going to have your own barcode. It'll be embedded in you. And everything is going to look a lot like some of the stuff we've seen Amazon roll out. Now, Amazon has this new shopping cart where you scan the products with the shopping cart and you walk out the store. So it's like a computer shopping cart. But most of you know that Amazon has a walk-out store, which hasn't been doing that good. Well, by design, it was trial and error. The end game looks like the Amazon Go store. But instead of AI tracking what you're picking up via cameras above your head, your body is going to be scanned as you exit the store because you'll have a barcode edited specifically, uniquely for you that is inside your body, a lot like blockchain, a lot like a digital wallet. And all they'll have to do is have you walk through something that looks a lot like airport security when you exit, and it'll be able to scan every single thing that you have in your cart, and it'll all go directly to your digital ID, your digital wallet, which will be embedded in your genetic code. So here's just what Amazon has on top of what you're seeing from Sam's Club, where it's similar to it. It's just another transition. Here's a shopping cart. Scan your products in the cart. Avoid the checkout. Avoid humans having jobs as cashiers. And then eventually, right, we will see the Amazon Go store resurface, where you'll just be walking in and out of stores freely when you're allowed to go to these stores, which will be pretty rare because, again, in the future, everything will be done online. The more outbreaks they create, the more stores that go out of business, and the more people enjoy shopping online versus going to a mall, which we see everybody doing now, which was also part of the pandemic, getting people used to doing every single thing online, including interact with their relatives instead of meeting them for the holidays, just FaceTiming them, all worked perfectly to get people to enslave themselves in their home. But here's a look at what Amazon's been doing, and you can see the similarities as they're transitioning everybody into completely cashless purchases, and eventually, when you have this code inside your body, you'll just be able to walk in and out of stores freely.
Discover a smoother way to shop with the Amazon Dash Cart. Say hello to the Amazon Dash Cart and take the stress out of shopping. Skip the checkout and keep rolling with the Dash Cart. Scan, weigh, load, and bag items right at the cart. With store maps, you can easily find where items are throughout the store. Watching your budget? No problem. Track your spending with a live receipt on screen. When you're done shopping, you really are done. No lines, no rebagging. Simply a smoother way to shop.
4 years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go? What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go. Use the Amazon Go app to enter. Then put away your phone and start shopping. It's really that simple. Take whatever you like. Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart. If you change your mind about that cupcake, just put it back. Our technology will update your virtual cart automatically. So, how does it work? We used computer vision, deep learning algorithms, and sensor fusion, much like you'd find in self-driving cars. We call it Just Walk Out technology. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going. Amazon Go. No lines, no checkout. No, seriously.
So that's the frightening reality that's being created around us. Everybody thinks it's a conspiracy theory, right? You can find articles in like the New York Times, the New York Post, Daily News. Human barcode could make society more organized, but invades privacy and civil liberties. Most people see that and like, I don't even know what that means. A human barcode can make society more organized. The goal is to turn you into a human barcode. Your carbon footprint, every single thing that they track is going to be through tracking you. You're going to be walking through scanners, and everything they need to know about you will come out on that scanner because everything they need to know about you will be embedded in you. So we start with a digital ID where people go, what's the big deal? I don't need to carry a license anymore. I could pull it up on my phone, right? And they go, look, I have my phone. I'm buying my passports with it. Like I'm scanning my passport. I'm buying things at Sam's with my phone. But none of these people are paying attention to the fact that every single big tech company, including the richest man alive, Elon Musk, is telling you that cell phones will be obsolete. They will be obsolete. And that doesn't mean we're going back to the Little House on the Prairie days for the millionth time. I'll say it every time. Think about that statement. If the phone's obsolete, then you should be thinking to yourself, well, the phone's obsolete. I guess are we going back to the cord phone? Are we going back to no phones, the way people used to live? Well, of course we're not going back to that. Society would not be able to embrace that because society is addicted to their phone. So if they're telling you you're not going to have a smartphone, what they're saying is that it's going to be embedded in you, that you're going to have a brain computer interface, thus the mark, and all things will be operating on this brain-computer interface. All purchases, all information on you, all your medical records, everything. And then you won't have to worry about lines in stores, but the future doesn't involve stores anyway, because you'll have allotted time when you're allowed to leave your house. And yeah, there might be one store in your town. You'll probably have to book a reservation to go to the grocery store, kind of like during the outbreak. You had to book reservations, or people who had to book reservations to go certain places. I remember hearing somebody who lived in a retirement community tell me they had to book reservations to go to the pool for a 1 hour window in the summertime because they couldn't have an X amount of people at a pool or a public pool. I mean, it's unbelievable. Well, that's what the future holds. They're controlling every single thing that you do. So back to Sam's. This is a big deal because you watch how people respond to it and they go, well, it's going to be hard for people who don't have phones. But everybody goes, well, no, everybody's got a phone. And you go, well, what about a grandma who's 80? Well, she'll die eventually, I guess, right? But what about people like me and you? I'm not going to sit here and say, don't have a phone, but guess what? I don't use it. We're talking about a burner phone. Really, that the only purpose of the phone that I have is so I can make YouTube channels and do other things like that, where I have to actually, because you have to have a phone number to have a YouTube channel now. If you don't know that, that's the truth of the matter. That's how crazy it is, right? But what about people like us who don't even bring their phone with them when they go places? I often don't go anywhere with my tracking device. In fact, I have it shut down and hidden most of the time. But if I do go out, I don't bring it. So how would I shop at Sam's? Is that discrimination against people who don't want to live in a technocracy? Oh, of course, that's not discrimination. You just need to adapt with the times, they'll tell you. And the rest of society will agree. Because they like their phone and they do it that way. They wouldn't stick up for you and say, yeah, this is ridiculous. You need to accept cash. They just go along with it and they go, well, it's a little bit weird, but the future is cashless, right? Right. And if the future is cashless, guess who has all control over you? Right. The government. Because without cash, you can't make any purchases that they don't know about. You can't secretly trade with one another. They want you to think, oh, these people who don't want to get rid of cash, they must be doing sneaky things with their money, right? And people go, yeah, what do they have, paying off a Gumar? Or what do they got, going to a strip club? What are they buying some drugs with cash? Is that why they want cash? Well, how about people use cash so that the government can't track every single thing, so they can't tax you on every single thing? I mean, that should seem like something everyone should care about, right? You got the government just ready to tax you on your carbon, how often you breathe outside, how often you eat meat, right? So this is a system of control, and it starts with getting rid of cash. And it looks like, and it ends with everything you saw with the Amazon Go store. Because the goal is so that eventually you get so conditioned into all this stuff that you won't even blink. You won't even realize it's the mark of the beast. You won't even realize that now you're living with this stuff embedded in you. You'll just be told that it's better for you. Things can be done faster, and you'll go about your business the same way you go about it now. You'll just go, hey, it's just the new thing to do, right? Walk in and out of the store, pick it up off the shelves, condition. Now nobody is upset about it anymore because time has elapsed. We've heard about the Amazon Go store for a decade. Now we've heard about Sam's Club with the scan and go. And because nobody pushed back, now Sam's Club is going, well, now it's the only option. It originally started as, hey, here's a convenient thing we're going to try out for everybody. Scan and go so you don't have to wait in our long lines. And then 6 years later, they go, hey, you know what? We're not taking cash or credit card anymore. But guess what? There won't be an annoying person to look through your bag when you leave the store. Just AI will check everything. You'll be under full surveillance here in our police state at Sam's Club. And nobody blinks and nobody says anything. So this is what we're headed towards. Expect more chains to start doing this. And listen to the sheeple as they respond, because they accept this. They're like, well, I don't know, but I guess it's the future. We all have phones, right? So they're forcing everybody into a phone, but then they go, oh, the phone's obsolete. So they're forcing people to be able to buy and sell, to be able to have the opportunity to go to a store and get groceries. Well, you're going to have something you don't want inside of your body because the phone's going to be obsolete. So how are you going to scan and go in 5 years? If Elon Musk is telling you the phone's gone by 2030, and Nokia and AT&T and all the guys who run these corporations are saying phones will be gone by 2030 to 2035. How are you going to buy something at Sam's then? Oh, well, there won't be a phone because you'll be the phone. You'll mix with machine. The mixing of iron and clay. That is what's coming. Thus, the mark of the beast. And it's important to look at these stories from that standpoint, because the more they phase out cash, and they force you to have a phone to make purchases, start thinking about them telling you that the phone's going to be gone soon. Because then they're talking about chipping you. And they don't need to chip you by cutting open your skull like the movie Hannibal and then putting a chip in your head. They can actually just inject this inside of your body. I thank everybody for being here. I hope you're all doing well. God bless you and your families as always.